Alrighty folks, good morning. It is Monday, about 5:40 a.m. This is week 6, so this is the start of the week 6 of Operation Mass. 5 weeks down so far. A lot of good progress. Things are moving in the right direction. I will get my update from my coach today. I weighed in at 227 flat this morning, so really lost a couple pounds last week. Body just feels like a furnace. Sweating through the sheets at night. Still progressing in the gym, so things are moving in the right direction. Digestion's good. Got a cheat meal on Saturday with my lovely girlfriend at Fleming Steakhouse. Got a dry aged ribeye, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and we split this like honeycomb brownie thing that was insane. Had some oysters and Caesar salad too. Great meal. We got legs A on the docket today, so it's hack squat, quad focus leg press, barbell walking lunge, lying leg curl on the prime machine, adductors and some biceps. Having some coffee. It is the lavender vanilla. I am going to meal prep up some rice. Hopefully it'll be enough. I'll meal prep for rice for 2 days for what the rice originally is. So back-to-back training days, 2 meals with 300 and 1 meal with 100. So 700 grams of cooked rice today and tomorrow. So I need 1,400 grams cooked rice total. Probably do about 4 of these cups. That generally should keep a spot on if rice gets raised a little bit. May have to make a little bit more. There might be a little extra. Who knows? But that's about it. Overall, no complaints. Things are just moving in the right direction. Gonna get some work done. We'll see how many meals we train after. Probably gonna get some work done, have meal 1, and then we'll go train. I'll show you some of the meals today, and then I'll update you with the plan update whenever that comes as well. So, okay, so we got 2 meals down. So egg whites, whole eggs, cream of rice, and blueberries. Meal 1. Meal 2 was 99.1 ground turkey, white rice, almond butter, and dates. I have been hydrating all morning. I've had some hydration, had some EAAs, ton of water. I've had coffee. And now I'm having my pump pre-workout. This is the blood shot from Hostile. This is the grape flavor. 2 scoops in here, and then I also have an extra gram of Pico 2 for energy and focus. So a total of like 3 grams of Pico 2 in here. We are going to start out on biceps. Probably won't get any of that, won't get any of the adductors or calves, but I will get some of the big driving movements like hack squat or leg press or walking lunge. We'll see what I end up recording. But a lot of mobility, hips are tight, calves are tight, so gonna take some time to warm up, get the blood flow. Then we'll get rolling, and then get that post-workout shake in me, shower, and then the rest of the day is just work. Get those meals in, and then once we get the plan update, I will feed you that information. So, see you in the gym. All right, YouTube, post-workout, going down. So carbolin powder, I get 80 grams of carbs from this. It's just like a rice, potato, and corn powder. Again, we just do this directly post-workout, just trying to refill our glycogen stores as quickly as possible, try to get that recovery process underway. So we do 80 grams of carbolin, and then we'll do 2 scoops of whey isolate. Again, I measure out my whey. ISO H1, hostile. Some proteins mess with me. Anything that has a whey protein concentrate messes with me. This is a pure whey protein isolate. On top of that, it's also cold processed, micro and ultra filtered, gluten-free, non-GMO, no hormones, no fillers, no soy, nothing. This is probably the whey protein that I've had sit the best in my stomach, digest the best, and also tastes great. It also has like digestate, which I believe is a patented product with digestive enzymes to help the uptake of the protein. Since we're not chewing, saliva generates a good amount of digestive enzymes. So a lot of times when people try to drink their food and they don't have saliva, it's tougher to break that the amino acids down. So having some type of digestive enzymes in your whey protein isolate is not a bad idea. So serving size is 31 grams, so I will do 62 grams to make sure we get our, boom, 62 grams, okay. So that is 52 grams of protein there, 26 grams of serving. White chocolate raspberry, flavor of the month. Braden 10 gets you discounts on other stuff, not the flavor of the month protein, unfortunately. All right, post-workout shake going down. I will post the 2 videos that I took. All I recorded today was the hack squat sets. So did a top set at 4 plates and then a back off 3 plates and a quarter. We went over to barbell walking lunges after that. We ran 1 plate on both sets there for walking lunges. I did like 11 per leg and then 10 per leg. And then we went over to the quad focus leg press, narrow stance, did like 3 1/4, 3 and 2 1/4, trying to shoot for about 15 reps on each there. I think I got like 15, 13, 14 or something like that. Hit some calves. Adductors, line leg curl, biceps. Good overall workout. Good strength progression. It took me almost 2.5 hours to complete that workout. I was just dying, out of breath. Cardiovascular health is still in a good spot, but a lot of weight. And it's just, those leg days are brutal, man. Leg days are brutal. And I got to talk to Lance for a little while, owner of Muscle Factory. Good dude. I really like the culture they've built there. Glad that I was able to find that gym in that community. So that was cool. Get the shake in. I'm gonna shower because I'm absolutely feel disgusting and sweat through my underwear and shirt. And then it's time to go to work. I got a good amount of work to do, some more quotes, some more plans I got to run through. Take care of my peoples, my customers. And about 60 to 90 minutes after this shake, I have my next meal: chicken, rice, green beans, avocado, and an orange. And then chicken, sweet potato, and olive oil, and then steak, rice, and asparagus. May have to cook a little flank steak tonight. I have maybe 7 or 8 ounces left. My last meal is 8 ounces, so hopefully I have enough so I don't have to make it, but we'll see. And other than that, just wait for the plan update from Tommy, see if that comes through tonight before I fall asleep, because I go to bed kind of early. That's that. Leg day. Done and dusted. Now it's go back, critique my sets, you know, plan out what I'm going to do next week, and then look at tomorrow's workout, push B. And the main driver of that workout is a Smith incline press. So that's what I go to bed thinking about tonight. That's what I'll wake up thinking about tomorrow and progress in that. I think we're going to have to do 2 plates and a 25 or 2 plates and a 30 for like 8 or 9 reps to beat our last week's quote unquote score. Then we also got some Nautilus neutral grip incline press that I love, dips, reverse grip, Smith press, hammer some triceps, some side delts. It's gonna be a good workout. But I need to shut up and slam this and shower and work, so deuces. Okay, folks, so we are back. It is the next morning. It's Tuesday. I got my plan from my coach last night at like 11, and I woke up at like midnight to pee and thought I was asleep around like 9:15, I think, is when my watch said I fell asleep. So Kept calories the same yesterday, 4,100-ish. So we got a food bump on both training days and non-training days. We also bumped up our salt intake. So I've been sweating a lot at night. I think some of that has to do with the MOTS-C. Energy's been increased, my cognitive function's been increased, and I think it's just overall just kind of my body's using it as like almost a stimulant, needing less coffee, needing less sleep. And I think that's part of the reason why we've been sweating at night. So we're going to increase salt to hopefully hold on to some of that water and just not sweat through the bed every night. So salt was a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt on top of every single meal, except my meal with the shake. And then it was a 1/2 teaspoon for pre-workout meal just to facilitate more blood flow, more water. You're going to go in there and sweat a good amount. So just trying to stay as hydrated and get as good as a pump as possible. Now we've bumped up 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt on every single meal. And our pre-workout meal is now 3/4 teaspoon of pink salt. So I haven't done this much salt since we were getting ready for the show, I think peak week. I was doing about that much salt when I was training. So we'll see if the pumps are a little bit better, see if we start sweating through the night as much, and hopefully we can kind of sleep through it, increase sleep there. And then our increases on the food. So let me pull up this. So I have my plan all on a OneNote in here. We have my coach's app. I track my whole off season, my prep now in this OneNote through this MacBook. I also am technically like writing my bodybuilding book, right? No plans on publishing, just for my information, my future knowledge for coaching, and maybe other, to help other people at some point down the road as well. But so then I take all the information that I learned through books, podcasts, whatever it may be, and organize it the way I want in this. So actually, I'll show you this real quick. So, for example, so all these are all our subject topics, right? So look, so this is our push 1 here. So updated here, okay. So the updates, and then I also will print my plan that I have in a Word doc. This bad boy right here. So this is non-training day diet, has all my health supplements, my water, salt, swap turkey, and then here's the training day diet. And so I have all this posted up on the fridge as well, so I update that as needed. Our changes this week, so we jumped up calorie wise about 200 calories on training days. We bumped meal 1 from 2 whole eggs to 4 whole eggs, so we're raising fats, just to try to increase a little bit of satiation and bump calories up. Meal 2, we bumped from 50 grams of avocado to 70 grams of avocado, and then meal 4, which is my post-workout shake, went from 80 grams of carbolin to 100 grams of carbolin. So overall, the bump is 2 whole eggs, 20 grams of avocado, and 20 grams of carbolin. That equated to about 10 grams of protein, about 15 grams of fat, and about 20 grams of carbs, okay? That was the bump there. The bump on non-training days, we went up about 300 calories. Same thing, so meal 1, we bumped 2 whole eggs to 4 whole eggs. We also bumped cream of rice in that first meal from 65 grams to 85 grams. Meal 2 bumped up 200 grams of rice to 230. Meal 3 bumped up 230 to 260. And that's it. So the bumps there were 2 whole eggs, 20 grams of cream of rice, and 60 grams of rice. For, like I said, about 10 grams of protein, about 30 grams of carbs, and about 10 grams of fat. So that is our increase there. Again, it's just going to be a slow titration up in calories. Like you see, kind of 20 carbs here, 40 carbs this week, 5-10 grams of fat added in, that kind of 150 to 300 calorie range bump ups as we go, and just kind of continue to see how the body reacts. One other thing is we are pretty much done with our MOTS-C. This might be the last week. It's week 6. Our plan was to run it for 6 to 8 weeks. So maybe we'll go 7 weeks. But I think we've gotten pretty much all the benefits we can. I'm a big believer in MOTS-C, and we will bring it back in at some point for sure. But we're going to add in SS31 now. With all that kind of sweating and the energy increase and all this cognitive function, now we just kind of want to repair our mitochondria health. And so that's where the SS31 comes in. So nothing crazy on the dosing. Again, pretty low dosing, trying to get the most out of the least. We will probably dose, here I actually have it here. So probably take 5 times a week, 3 to 6 milligrams, 5 times a week for 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm guessing we'll probably start at about 3 milligrams, 5 times a week, and we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there. And again, that kind of 6 to 8 week range, we'll kind of see how we're feeling, just try to repair that mitochondria health, and then continue to push up in the gym. Again, at some point, we're gonna have to take a deload week where we just kind of pull back on volume, probably do 1 top set, instead of top set, back off set, or maybe do 2 like quote unquote back off sets where it's just a little bit higher volume and a little bit lesser weight, and just we're focusing on the movement patterns, the pump, the mind muscle connection, and not going quite to as much of that like systemic failure, to then get a little bit more recovered and then bounce back even better the following week. That's the plan update. That's where we're at right now. I'll do some full day of eatings, or maybe I'll run through some health supplements, some training videos at some point this week. I'll probably post something else. But that's where we're at. Week 6 going down. I was 228.8 this morning. A little bit of leg day inflammation, but the food coming up, I think we will just continue to grow. And that's what it's all about. God bless you. Like, subscribe. That'd be wonderful. Follow the journey to see me put on a pro-level bodybuilder size. Classic physique, though, because I am not going to be 300 plus in my off season. Yet.